Welcome to What's Up Wednesday. This is Shorty here coming into the Business of Smiles Live. Well, as you can see, I'm on my Pat Malone. There we go. So welcome. This is an opportunity for me to, usually my sidekick, Scotty, to share with you what's been happening over the week. Um, welcome. So, we've got some pop-ups happening. It's all fantastic. We are coming in live, fast and furious here on Wednesday night with you. As you can see on Scotty, and he's traveling very well, but he won't be joining us this evening, and there is a good reason why. So if you're dialing in, if you're watching this live, I'd love to hear, just give us a little shout out, give us a little, hey Shorty, how are we? And hopefully it'll pop up on the screens. First time I'm using it coming live from the computer. Usually do the lives on the phone. So let's see how it goes. Let's have some fun with it tonight. So What's Up Wednesdays is our weekly little get together where Scotty and I share some insights, some little sneaky bits of things that have happened over the week, and we have lots to share. Now, you're probably saying, well, where is he? Where is the young fella? And well, I'll give you the update. Let me have a look. Is there any comments coming through? No, not yet. So, where is Scott? Now, I'm going to tell you my version, and he can share with you his version because he's obviously got the deeper knowledge. But he did an amazing presentation the other week with a football club down to in Melbourne, and he thought he'd go and play with the young gents. And what happened was he played so hard, so furious. He was just, thinking he was 22 again, and he tore his bicep off his muscle. So he may have already mentioned that to most people out here at the moment, but that's where he is. So tonight, hopefully he might, depending on how he's feeling, come in and say hello because he's coming in from the hospital. So hopefully rest up, my friend. Get some rest because I know you'll be back better and better than ever with a new bicep attached. So there we go. So big week in the Business of Smiles. We've some great announcements that we'll share next week when we're both on. But what I do want to share, we've teamed up with a lovely lady, Patricia Gross, who she's actually from the Community Entrepreneur, and she's going to be helping us write some grants. So we are super pumped and super excited to have her on the team, to helping us to get some grants out there, to get some fuel happening for the fuel tank to get us to Sydney to Melbourne. So watch this space. So if you know of a business that would like to be part of the grant or part of the sponsorship, let's have a conversation. So would be much appreciated to have a chat with them. We've had a great team meeting. The team Smiles throughout on earlier in the week with myself and Papa and Scott and Andrea. So watch this space. Once again, there's lots of things that we want to share. Tonight, though, I want to share with you a little topic that's a favorite of mine, and hopefully some of these resources and some of the tools might be of assistance. As you may or may not know, I do a lot of performance coaching within businesses, small to medium-sized businesses, where I work on their leadership, their mindset, and their strategy. And one of the things that we talk about in their businesses and their teams is all around creating an ideal week, looking at where things, what activities that you need to do in order to achieve the things you want to do within business. But I want to turn that onto a personal note because the ability to actually do certain activities, play with the kids, talk to people, talk to friends, be with family, requires a certain someone to show up. Now we have, get this, we have over 500 characteristics inside of us that needs to be drawn out depending on the activity that you do. We have the lover, we have the hater, we have the fighter, we have the negotiator, we have the silent, we have a lot, right? Over 500 different characteristics. Now the thing is it's about using the right characteristic for the right activity. Let me share with you an example. If Scotty and I were out in the streets and we were just handing these out, right? If we were just handing these out and just going, there you go, there you go, there you go, there you go, and being in a rush, I've got to get it done, I've got to get it done, got it done. What do you think the impact would be? So who do we need to be when we're out handing these socks out? Acknowledging people, thanking people, listening to their story. What are the characteristics that we need to ascertain, draw upon? Because they're all inside of us, every single one of us. We all have the same characteristics. It just depends on how we access them and when we access them. So who do we need to be? We need to be the good listener. We need to be the intrigued, the investigator. We need to be the good questioner. We need to have the empathetic approach. We need to be still. We need to be there, not trying to think what's the next thing. And so when you think about this, when we hand out these socks and say thank you and share the sock story and hear the other people's story, when we acknowledge people, we draw upon certain characteristics. When we're with our family, we draw upon certain characteristics. When we're at work, we draw upon certain characteristics. When we're at the gym, we draw upon certain characteristics. And as you can see, just in when I say a word, say an environment, my tonality changes. Okay? Which is quite interesting. And I share a little story. I want to share a little story. Obviously, working all day, coaching and presenting and doing these things on the go. And when I come home and I have those same characteristics when I come home and I try and connect with the kids and to Nat, it's just a mismatch. And Riley, a lot of the times, she goes, Shorty, we're not some of your clients, get in the car and do your little thing. So before I go in, I sit in the car and I said, right, where am I about to go into? I'm about to go in home. Cool, who's there? Nat and the kids. All right, who do I need to be? What are the characteristics that I need to draw upon? I need to be the loving husband and the awesome dad. So I think to myself, when was the last time I was the loving husband and an awesome dad? And I think about that. And I drop into that past experience. And I really feel it. And then I open the door and the connection is beautiful. And as you can see through my tonality and through my body language, how I shifted into that loving dad, loving husband and awesome dad, right? It's an interesting process to do. And what I find when I personally do it, the relationships and the connections are just so much more deeper and meaningful. This is not about changing who you are. Let me get that super clear. But this is about stepping into more of you. Because we've got over 500 characteristics inside of each of us. It's about drawing upon the right ones for the right time. And I'll give you an example of when it doesn't work. Even on the work front. If you go to a meeting and then you go to emails and you go to phone calls and it's just back to back like that, and you haven't had the time of checking in with yourself, there are different characteristics when you're on the phone and talking to people compared to when you're doing emails, compared to when you're in meetings. And so what happens when you don't have that transition and you don't ask yourself those questions and you don't get into those characteristics, it becomes super confusing for yourself. And that's where the overwhelm, that's when the frustration, that's when we can go into those spirals so quickly and so easily. So, as a little bit of advice, my gift to you, ask yourself when you go into the situation, right, where am I about to go into? Who am I about to connect with? What characteristics do I need to step into that? What are the characteristics that I need to really be present, to connect, to have that deep, meaningful, if it's a conversation, if it's a embrace and a hug, what does that need to look like for you? Think of a time when you were that. Or if you didn't have a time in the past, what could that feel like? What could that look like? And how could you connect then around that? So, little gifts from me to you. Hopefully that you've taken that away to go, wow, cool. I'd love to implement that. Once again, this is not about changing who you are. This is about accessing more of you because you've got so many beautiful traits within you, so many beautiful characteristics inside of you. Let's draw them out and let's have some fun with them, right? Let's have some connection with them. So I'd love to hear how you go. Let's throw some comments down, send them through, and let's have some fun with it. So once again, a short What's Up Wednesday tonight, and I'm sure next week is going to be huge because there is some big news that we've got to share. And I look forward to connecting to any questions. Please reach out. But you have a wonderful week because you are worth it and you are amazing. All right. Bye for now. Good night.